And is there a time limit, Kristen? Does it cut us off at some point?
Nope, we can go for hours if we want.
Okay.
Probably won't. Okay. All right, shall we get started?
Yep.
You ready?
Ready. Is there a time limit, Kristen? Does it cut us off at some point?
Nope, we can go for hours if we want.
Okay.
It's going to turn the live stream off on that's coming back at us. Now we get started. Okay, hi everybody. I'd just like to start by acknowledging the traditional owners of the land on which we meet today and pay my respects to elders past, present and emerging. I also extend my respects to any Aboriginal or Torres Strait Islander people who might be joining us today and acknowledge the lands on which they might be listening in from. I'm Kristen, for those of you who are listening in who haven't met me before. I'm from the grain store, and I've got Donna here with me. And we're going to do some story time first with Donna, which everyone's been missing. And even though we've got a little bit more freedom now in the country, we still can't open as a gallery, and the library still can't open properly as a library yet. So we are doing this for now, and I hope that it will suffice, and I hope that soon we're going to be able to actually enjoy Donna's story time in live again, because I know that my kids absolutely love it, and so do all the other local kids in Thalia. I've just noticed that we've got someone already using the chat, which is great. So please use the chat if you're on the Zoom webinar. I know there's some people possibly watching in from the YouTube live. No one's managing the comments in the YouTube at the moment. So if you want to chat to us, then jump on into the webinar instead, and I will get back to your questions. So Bree is saying hi, Donna. Addie and I are tuning in, which is great. So we've got some people. We've got Tash saying that Tash and Mila are joining us as well. So hi everyone, it's so good to see that there's people taking part, and I'll let Donna get started with the story.
Oh, I've gotten all emotional that Bree and Natasha, they're watching. Lovely to hear from you, and I am missing all of you. Of course, the kids that come to story time at Nathalia all the time don't necessarily come to see me. They come to see what's at the end of this tale a lot of the time. So I couldn't keep him away. He is determined to come out of isolation and say hello. So I can't get a mask to fit him. So generally, Michael just does this, it's that look for him. But seeing it's just he and I, and he is in my ISO circle, we'll let him out. So hello from Michael the Mouse, everybody, and he's missing you terribly, and he's on his best behaviour so that we can all get back to normal as soon as possible. So I'll just get rid of him because he's a bit of a camera hog, and we'll start our book. So having some thoughts this morning about this beautiful book, which I love, and one of the reasons I love it is the chicken is just so gorgeous. And I love chickens. And Bree, I know there's chickens in your backyard, and Tash probably in yours as well. But also with the chicken, we've got a lot of dinosaur action going on here. So if you see me changing the actual pronunciation of the dinosaur names, that's right, I'm sort of winging it as I go. Tyrannosaurus, which I can do. He's one of my favourite dinosaurs, so I'm right with him. Tyrannosaurus Rex versus Edna, the very first chicken. This book's written by Douglas Rees, and the illustrations are by Jed Henry, and I love the illustrations very much. And while we're talking of illustrations, Kristen has produced a beautiful illustration for people to work on after we finish today, of Edna and Tyrannosaurus Rex, and it's available at the library. So please come and get one. Bree and Tash, I'll make sure you get one because you're a long way away. So here we go. Tyrannosaurus Rex versus Edna, the very first chicken. Tyrannosaurus Rex stomped through the forest. He roared and he gnashed and he cried, "I am Tyrannosaurus Rex and I want breakfast." Triceratops heard him and ran away as fast as she could. "Run," she cried to Ankylosaurus. "Tyrannosaurus Rex is coming." Ankylosaurus ran too. "Scram," she shouted to Paralarosaurolophuses. I'll try again on the next page. "Tyrannosaurus Rex is looking for breakfast." They all ran past Edna. Edna was the very first chicken. "What's up?" she asked. "Get out of here, you strange-looking little whatever you are," Parasaurolophus said, "or Tyrannosaurus Rex will eat you right up." Edna didn't run. She just stayed where she was, pecking for seeds for her breakfast. She's so cool. When Tyrannosaurus Rex saw Edna, he roared, "I am Tyrannosaurus Rex, Lord of the forest. Beware my mighty claws and my terrible jaws." "I am Edna, the chicken," said Edna. "Beware my mighty beak and my flapping wings." Tyrannosaurus Rex roared again. "Beware my deadly stomping feet and my long sharp teeth. Beware my pointy claws and my many feathers," said Edna. Oh, it's on. "I am big and fierce and you should be afraid of me," said Tyrannosaurus Rex. "I am small and brave and you should be afraid of me," Edna told him. Tyrannosaurus Rex gobbled her up in one bite. Oh, wait, there's more. It was dark in Tyrannosaurus Rex's mouth and it smelled terrible. Edna grabbed Tyrannosaurus' tongue with her pointy claws. Tyrannosaurus roared, "Oh, my tongue!" But Edna hung on tight. It's not over yet. Edna pecked. "Ee-ah!" screamed Tyrannosaurus. "Off my mouth!" Edna flapped her wings until her feathers flew. Gasped Tyrannosaurus. That terrible sneeze blew Edna out of his mouth and soaring across the forest. There's her feet. Look at those feathers flying. And straight into a giant redwood tree. Tyrannosaurus tried to roar. Feathers came out. Tyrannosaurus tried again. "I am he said. "I am king of the forest." He's got a mouthful of feathers. It's hard to talk when you've got a mouthful of feathers. I can do it, but not many people can. Edna ruffled her feathers and she flapped her wings and she stretched out her neck for her loudest cluck. Cluck! Tyrannosaurus turned and ran. That's the trouble with a lot of bullies. They're really just sort of scaredy cats. Edna flapped down to the ground and she chased him. They ran through the trees and over the flowers. They ran across the streams and up the hills. Every dinosaur in the forest saw them. Oh, embarrassing. Oh, look, they're all watching him. And look who's leading the pack. Who'd have thought it? It's Edna. Finally, Tyrannosaurus ran right out of the forest and out of sight, and he didn't get breakfast that day. Thank you, said Parasaurolophus and Triceratops and Ankylosaurus. You are awesome. And you are welcome, said Edna. He's just the coolest chicken in the world. After that, Edna protected the other dinosaurs, and Tyrannosaurus Rex never came back. Which is why today there are no Tyrannosaurus Rex, but plenty of chickens. Isn't she wonderful? Thank you so much. I hope you really liked that story. And don't forget to come and pick up your craft. I've even got feathers. Yeah. Thanks, Kristen.
Thanks, Donna. So, yeah, Donna mentioned, I didn't even talk about the fact that I will be doing some craft with you when I was doing the intro. It was all a bit quick. So I have done an illustration. And did anyone pick any craft up, Donna, yet? Or are they
yeah, I've had a few people. There's plenty more here, though.
Cool. So if you've picked up your craft, you will have my drawing here, which is when I first heard the story, because I got a sneak preview of the story, which was nice. I really loved the fact that the chicken Edna was little, and I think this might be the moral of the story. She was little, but she was fierce, and she, even though that Tyrannosaurus was big and scary, she worked out a way to outsmart him and to make herself seem bigger or stronger than what she actually was. So I thought, let's have a play with scale. So when I say scale, I mean the size of things compared to other things. And we did a really big chicken next to a smaller Tyrannosaurus Rex on a bit of a scene. And I believe that GV Libraries are focusing a little bit on collage this month. So I have started a bit of a collage, and I will move my camera in a moment so that you can see what I'm working on down here. And also, if you don't have a craft pack, it is all right, because I will make this video remain available on our website, on the Grain Store website after. So if you want to come back to it and work on the craft after, you don't need to be working along with me. I'm going to go probably a bit too fast for little kids anyway, because we probably don't want to be here for hours and hours, so that you can then watch back later, pause and rewind and things if you want to do the craft. And I know that there is Roy tuning in from Melbourne, who obviously can't get the craft at the moment. So you might just be inspired, Roy, by what we're doing, and do something different with your own stuff that you've got there or stuff that you can get. So you won't be able to see me for a bit. I'm just going to show you what I'm working on down here. Now what I've done is I've actually cut my drawing out, and Edna's got no feet at the moment, but I've kept them. So if you are very little, you might need an adult to help you with that. And I've cut out the Tyrannosaurus Rex as well, and I'm going to use them as stencils. So I've also got my kids to help me do some painting. And one of the things I do as an artist is I make collage out of bits of paintings that my kids have done. So I cut out little bits of the edge, especially the edge bits, because I find those marks really interesting. So what I've done is I've kind of forced that to happen this time. And I've got some colours that I wanted to use for this collage, done especially for this by my kids. So got some blue for the sky. I have some purple and grey, which is going to be the Tyrannosaurus Rex. I've got some red and orange and yellow, which will be Edna. And the green is going to be the background. So we'll start with the background. Now I have an A3 piece here, but you don't have to work that big. You might be able to make this work smaller. And I'm going to just cut out some hills. So should have said at the start, scissors, pencil, glue stick, and a pen if you want, but you don't really have to have a pen. Those are the extra things I'm using on top of what you might get in your craft pack. And it sounds like you might have some extra things like feathers, which would be really cool to add to Edna. I suspect maybe there's some eyes or something in there too. Is that?
Oh, you name it. We've got it. There's enough collage stuff here to do 1,000 paintings. So, yep, I've got some beautiful Edna feathers and some lovely Tyrannosaurus Rex eyes.
That sounds great. Now, I've just noticed that is someone raising their hand there. I don't know how to see that. No. Oh, can you see all the chats, Donna?
I can see all the chats. My favourite one's just there. My granddaughter, Molly, has just had her first ever story time. So we've achieved today. We've achieved today, Kristen.
We have. All right. Well, if you can
pretty well screamed all the way through it, but never mind. I'm sure that was with enthusiasm.
You know what? When I had a very young baby, I'm just going to draw a hill on here while I'm talking. My son Darcy, I took him to every story time I could possibly get to, and him and all of the other small babies screamed through most of them, but it was amazing.
Well, as a presenter, you know, from my side, I get mums who say, oh, look, we won't come back again because, you know, this child isn't playing the game like the other children. But I've been doing this for 37 years. I was 5 when I started, obviously. And we expect them to react in all sorts of ways. And we don't expect children to sit and listen. We don't expect babies, and we don't expect 3- and 4-year-olds to either. The kinder here always tell me that they can see a child who's been to story time because by the time they get to kinder, they know how to sit and listen. So if that's all we've achieved in 3 or 4 years of you bringing your child, that the kinder get an easier start to the year, then I think we've done our job really well, both the parents and the presenters.
Yeah. And I guess, you know, sometimes the parents don't even sit and listen, do they?
Well, I have had parents who've, you know, telling me, look, he doesn't really seem to enjoy story time that much, but I really like it. So can I keep coming? And yeah, that's fine with me too.
All right, so I've got some hills happening here. I'm just going to place them on my page. I might swap that around actually. Put the big hill here, smaller hill over here. Chop that down. I might end up with a collage that is a little bit smaller than an A3, I reckon. I'm not sure why I always do hills, but like we don't live near any hills.
That's nice for me. I miss the hills. I also miss the ocean. Can you do me one next week of the ocean?
Oh, you know what? The ocean is one of the first places on my list to get to when we're allowed to travel properly.
It's really interesting what you miss, isn't it? I thought I'd miss the going out in Melbourne, and I do, but I mostly miss the ocean and the hills. Yeah, particularly so Mount Buller's winter. We've missed out on a lovely winter at Mount Buller. Never mind, next year.
Yeah. But yeah, we could be worse. Okay, now I'm just going to actually insert that blue for the sky. I'm not even going to, I might, actually, no, I will trim it. I'll trim it up here. Can you see what I'm doing there? And it's upside down.
No, it's fine. Yeah, it's upside down for us, but we can see that the sky's the top. It's looking beautiful. Can we put this one in the library for a little while?
Yeah, I think that'd be great. I love doing this sort of collage. Fun. All right, so I'm not going to actually stick anything down today, but obviously you will need to stick down what you're making. So we've got a scene. I'll turn it up the right way. And like I said, I've gone very fast. A little bit inspired by Eric Carle with the big painting spots. And we are going to cover up a lot of that. This is one of the most devastating things about collage is I've got all this cool stuff in here, but I also need to put Edna on and the dinosaur. So we are going to cover up some of what we've created, but that's all right. And in my drawing, Edna is sort of lording it over the dinosaur, and he fits in there. But you might want to just draw a line there and make Edna full again, which is what I'm going to do. So I'll put that to the side. Come back to it. Now, finding a spot where Edna fits onto the red. I thought red is a bit of a fierce colour. So we're making Edna red. And this paint's still wet because, you know, I'm the queen of organisation. I was still painting this morning. Actually, Darcy's been trying to dry my paintings this morning with the hairdryer in the bath. So I'm just going all the way around Edna there. Oh, yep, she's stuck. She's stuck. It's all right, it creates a bit more interest. And I'm going to cut her out. Hopefully you can see the line. It might be a little bit tough to see the actual line.
So I'll put these packs together. I've got a few already done, Kristen, for people wanting to come and pick up. And the library, you can pick up. Is the grain store open at all or no?
No, we're not allowed to open until the next step, unfortunately.
Yeah. So the library's open for click and collect, and that includes your craft packs. So don't bother to ring and order them. I'm here and serving today from 1:30 to 5:30. So if you want to come down to get your books, you can of course do that. But if you just want to come and grab a craft pack, and now that you've had all this amazing inspiration from Kristen, I feel like doing one myself, and I might. Yeah, come and grab them, and the kids can have a go either today or, you know, over the weekend. We do still have the school holidays ahead of us, guys. So keep in mind the library is serving at the moment 3 days a week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So for books, your videos, craft packs, we've got a lot of collage stuff. There's a spoon bill out the front of the library now for those who might not know about it. So I've got some spoons to decorate. I hopefully will see a lot of you over the school holidays.
Yeah, the library is such a great asset to the town, and it's been super hard seeing people not be able to, you know, connect with other people in there. And so as we move closer to that moment, it's good to have this as an alternative. And you guys have been doing a great job, Donna.
Oh, thank you. It's a labour of love, I must say. And I've had a pretty easy isolation. It hasn't been, I've got a farm, you know, I haven't suffered too badly, but I really feel for elderly people and people with small children. I think it's been a real challenge. So Golden Valley Libraries just really want to help our borrowers in any way we can. In fact, I'm really proud of the fact that Golden Valley's kept working through the COVID crisis. A lot of libraries haven't been able to do that for various reasons, but we're really pretty pleased that we've been able to offer a service that, you know, a less service obviously than what we normally do, but still a service. So don't forget we're here.
Yeah. And I think it's really interesting actually how those age groups that you're mentioning, or those maybe not age groups as such, but different generations.
Yeah, that demographic,
that have been more affected. And as a parent, it's been super tough having, you know, your workspace, your home space, your everything space is all in together with your kids in it. And schooling and all of that, but something that I took part in a little discussion with some really important people in the arts in the GV recently, and one of the things that came out of that discussion was that there has started to be a little bit more intergenerational collaboration.
Ah, interesting.
Yeah, and I love that idea because I think is it Seniors Festival next week, or it's coming up, isn't it? Seniors Festival. I
Yeah.
am in LinkedIn with the Seniors Festival and what happens with that. That's my life. And I did a workshop with the Seniors Festival actually last year down at SAM, and it was awesome to work with people from a different world to me and what I'm used to. And I had, I think I had one of my kids with me, and I love that idea of us learning from different generations.
Yeah, it's really undervalued, I think. Just before we closed down for COVID, I'd made some inquiries about doing a story time at Barwoo, the aged care facility here, Barwoo Homestead. So that, and I'm not quite sure what our timeline will be. I think that's a little further away, but it's really important, I think, that we while we've got the opportunity, that we do that as soon as possible. So maybe, Kristen, I might use your skills again, and we might be able to do some crafting and collaging with the residents down there while we have a story time as well.
I reckon that'd be great. I was pre all of this. I feel like everything that we talk about now, it's like, pre-COVID.
Yeah, pre-COVID, post-COVID. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I was working with Banawa, which is the other aged care facility.
Yep.
And doing some arts and crafts with them, which I was loving doing. And
well, that's awesome. Great.
Yeah, I think it'd be lovely to do some at Barwoo as well.
Just having trouble with Michael. He's just been so socially isolated that he's just a little bit out of control. I suppose the parents of any under 6 kids know what I'm going through. He's just really, he's been homeschooled. He's been isolated and not able to go out and play. He's struggling at the moment. We've got to be very firm with him sometimes. Oh, wow,
right,
look at that.
I'm going to put Edna lording it over him again. And I will add Edna's feet. She might be scratching his leg. And then I'm going to leave it there. You might, or probably would want to maybe add an eye. You could add some details with your pencil or a marker, just to get a bit more going on in there. But that's where I'm going to leave it with the craft. Hopefully, that's not better, is it? It's probably best.
It looks awesome. I can't wait to see it finished. It's like being on a television show with Donna. I'll walk away for 20 minutes and come back to see the finished magnificent product.
Yeah, it's going to come out like really realistic.
Yeah.
Just, I'll just do my secret things now and it'll come out as a
Thanks so much, Kristen. This has been great fun.
It has. Thanks, Donna, for collaborating with us. We hope that we'll continue to do things together, and when we can do them in person, even better.
Yeah, it's been really good. We've had a great time. I hope the kids have as well, but I've certainly loved it.
Yeah, and like I said, if you want to share this with anyone that might not have been able to come today, I know Olive's on there and her daughter was keen to join in, but had another engagement, which has been funny, all the Zoom clashes that have been going on. So it'll be available from our website. And thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. Thanks, GV Libraries as well. And I think we're good. We're done. All right. Bye.
Okay. See you.